Check, 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 check. Hey guys, back. Okay, okay. So kava, it's the speciosa is Piper mesticum. It's very hard to pronounce, and it's the family of Piperaceae, and it has a low toxicity. It's in my experience, I've never overdosed on kava. It's like, but the experience is like being a little tipsy on wine, but it's like in between being tipsy on wine and a Klonopin or a Xanax or whatever benzo you're used to. I'm used to Klonopin, but I mean, I prefer Klonopin because it's less sedating. It's more uplifting. It's more energetic. Because I need energy, and yeah, kava. You can order it online. I have a here, one second. I recommend if you would like to try kava, get the Alumaball. It's called the ALUBALL, Aluball, and what it is oh god, there's still some in there. Oh, it's fermented too. Yeah, it's fermented too. Oh god. But yeah, it's what you do. See, it has a god, there's still stuff coming out. Bitter. Smells like bitter alcohol. Yeah. You put your powder in here. You want to get good powder. It's the kava root, and they grind it up. They micronize it. They try to. You want to get the best. And I mean, I'm not getting really big into kava because some people they're disappointed by the effects. More people like kratom. Kratom is here, before I go on to kratom, it's pretty simple. You stuff your kava in here, and you put about a tablespoon in here, you know, enough so you still have some room, and then you put lukewarm water in here, and then you shake it up. Some people leave it overnight and in warm, in like they put a heating pad or something to keep it warm. Just some insulation to keep it warm, and then shake it every couple hours or something, and vigorously shake it, because you're trying to get the cavalocatones out of it, which is the ingredient, which is the chemical that causes the tipsy like feeling, the alcohol euphoric feeling, and it's non-addictive. It's you know, unlike alcohol. Alcohol is very addictive. Kava, not so much. You know, I mean, it's not to mention it's hard to drink. I mean, you have to do like about 7 to 10 grams of it, and you have to get a good source of it too. You have to find a good. I don't give out I'll show products, but the actual stuff I will not give it out. because that's not, you're just gonna have to do your own research and figure out. There's forums. There's a forum called the Kava forums. Just look up on Google Kava forums, and there's tons of information about, what not to do and what. But a lot of people are very like the Illuma ball very much because it's simple. It's very simple. It's usually you have to get out your hot plate and boil it in milk and coconut oil and lecithin, and because it binds to the fat. The chemicals bind to the fat, and so the more fat you have, the more you should be able to get out of there. And so once you do that, and then you can do multiple, but you have to do at least 5 grams. 5 grams is like a mild dose. Like a moderate dose 7, and a high dose would be 10. And I prefer like a moderate dose, because a high dose you might not remember much of anything at all. And some people chew the leaves of the kava plant, of the kava tree. It's a tree. I forgot. It's a kava tree, and let me see. Hawaii is a big area where it grows. It grows amazing in Hawaii, New Zealand, North America, Australia, and it's easy to grow. I'm a big gardener myself, so you can grow this, and you can grow your own medicine, so you don't need to be dependent on somebody else. And craziest, this is the craziest thing, is kava cannot produce sexually. Female flowers are especially rare and do not produce fruit even when hand pollinated. The cultivation is entirely propagated from stem cuttings. This means that the only way that kava can stay alive in this world is through human contact. That's quite a yin-yang scenario. If you know Terence McKenna, one of his quotes, let me bring it up. Animals are something invented by plants to move seeds around, an extremely yang solution to a peculiar problem which they faced. So this is so strong for me, because kava does not produce sexually. It does not reproduce. So without the human contact, kava would not exist. And it also shows the lineage of where it's from, because these Pacific Islanders, they literally brought it to these other places and propagate it with cuttings, and you can literally map how and where they've been by these propagating of kava, and that's amazing. That's an amazing fact. That kava does not. It bears no seeds. This is amazing. It's an alien plant. It's a very alien plant. It's almost like mushrooms or something, because mushrooms don't have seeds. Mushrooms reproduce by spores. Spores are seeds, but microscopic seeds, like poppy seeds. Poppy seeds are very small. They're very small. Spores, they're even smaller. The poppy seeds are small, but mushroom seeds are even smaller. You can hardly see them. If you've ever inoculated a mason jar for a mushroom grow, you can see these little tiny black dots in the vial, and some people do spore prints, but I prefer inoculating with the actual spores, because it seems to prevent contamination from other stuff. But that's a whole other video. Mushroom cultivation. Let's go on to kratom. Kratom is a mu opiate agonist. It works on the opiate receptors. It works on your opioid system, which deals with pain, appetite appetite suppression. Because opiates do they suppress your appetite, so you don't need to eat that much. Even farmers, kratom farmers or opiate farmers, or poppy farmers, use it just so they don't have the hunger pangs, and for the cold. They use that, and it's very, very vital for people in these third world countries, because they don't have much food, and they might not have climate control. So the plants are incredible. They're literally, we are helping them survive, and they are helping us survive. Who knows which is helping survive more? I think plants are helping us survive more, because humans are evil. We're doomed to a life of agony if we don't keep these plants in our lives. We're doomed to madness if we don't keep these plants in our lives. And the fact that they make all these plants illegal to grow is absolutely astounding. There is no way that you can make a plant illegal. It's universally criminal. I mean, it's absolutely criminal. And I shudder to think why the government does this. Why do they want us addicted to prescription medicines? This is what they want. They want us addicted to prescription medicines. They want us to be on all these prescription drugs so they can rack in the dough. They don't care how much side effects it gives you. They don't care. They're making in money so they can, probably buy cocaine and hard drugs. I mean, the hypocrisy is outlandish. They stop us from using these soft plant drugs so they can use harsher chemicals that can kill and addict and make psychosis. Well, it seems to me that, people are finally waking up to this fact that, pharmaceutical industries control us more than we care to know. I mean, yes, we want relief from our anxiety of this dying earth and of our dying communities and our dying friendships and relationships and divorces and 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 domestic and all this. And I can't believe that it has come this far, that they still want to keep things illegal. In Oregon, they have already legalized pretty much every drug. From heroin to mushrooms, it's legal. You know, because they know that it's time will tell. It's a matter of time before every state is going to have to legalize all drugs, and few people will take them. Few people will take them. You take that criminal part out of this society, few people will take them. There is some type of rush out of getting a medicine that is illegal and being a criminal. And I mean, like in Germany and Sweden, like I said, they will prescribe people these medicines if they need them. And if they're and for addicts that have that have tried everything and nothing else works. So yes, they're prescribing heroin to people, and I see no problem with that. As long as it's under a supervision of a doctor, there should be no problem. As long as they're not going catatonic, there's no problem. I'm partial to morphine because, I mean, as a baby, I was, I had lots of surgery, and I was given a lot of morphine. Lots of morphine. Lots. And, so, I mean, it started becoming, a thing that I waited for. I wanted. I desired it. Not just for the pain relief, but for the fact that it makes you feel like you have a friend, like you have somebody with you. The biggest thing for me is, I mean, I was put on. Let me give you a little more history of myself. Get the boring stuff out of the way, but not really boring to me, because it was my childhood, and it was traumatic, and it was a nightmare, for lack of a better word, and so yeah, I mean, I was put on oxycodone, and I mean, that worked for me for a while, but again, tolerance builds, pain worsens, and it's a bad thing, and I just ended up quitting my pain regimen. I just ended up quitting because I could not stand the withdrawals. I could not stand the horrible headaches, the horrible restless legs, the horrible insomnia, depression, anxiety. And I already have anxiety as it is, thanks to my probably just genetic, but also thanks to my problems and my condition and my mental health. And yeah, I was on Klonopin and I was on oxycodone for a long time, and I preferred the Klonopin over the oxycodone because Klonopin did not give me any withdrawals. I could stop Klonopin cold turkey, and I wouldn't feel a difference at all. Maybe a little bit more, increased anxiety and some craving for it because a person with really bad anxiety that takes it, I mean, they feel like it's a wonder drug because it makes you feel like you can do any, like you could, like you know, for example, these hoodlums that go up to people and just assault them, or scream at people, or